Hello and welcome to another episode of Glory of Golden State Gaming. I'm your host, Swamp Swimmer, and today we have the king of everything New York City Warhammer, Simon. Welcome to the channel, Simon.
I'm not sure. Thank you. King Bob, you know what I mean?
King Bob, exactly, King Bob. Simon and I have been playing all through 9th Age. We got a game in yesterday, which was awesome. Both of us are going to the Las Vegas Open, so we need to practice. But first, before we get into that, Simon, tell me how you got into Warhammer. How did it start for you?
Wow, it started when probably I was 15, so a long time ago.
Yeah, a few days ago.
A few days ago, yes. I wouldn't like to say anything else. It's funny, I think it's a friend of mine who gave me a model, a Warhammer model, and he was like, oh, you should check out. And start like this, and then I was playing with my brother, with him, and I started, it was like the 6th edition.
6th edition, yeah.
I played 6th, 7th edition, and then after I stopped before the 8th, because I was working and traveling for work. So I did a big break of probably 6, 7 years. And then when I was in New York, I figured out about the 9th Age.
Yep,
so I figured out, I was like, together. You know what? Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's been a while. I still have my figurines. I want to go play again Warhammer Battle. Let me see if you have a club in New York. And I was like, no club in New York of Warhammer Battle. I was like, why? and then I figured out that they completely stopped Warhammer Battle, and I found the 9th Age with the East Coast Warrior in New York that the club we have right now, and you join a little later.
Joined. I'm officially an East Coast Warrior, yes.
You're officially East Coast Warrior, and I'm going to order the t-shirt tonight.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
But when you started playing, first of all, you have a number of armies, and you played a number of different armies. But when you started playing, what was your first army you played?
Dogs of War.
Dogs of War. Whoa!
That's
a
my
great answer.
First army. You want to see something? I got all the models.
All of them. All of them. Is it the
I got all of them. I got all of them, and that's my next project.
Nice.
Is
Dogs of War coming back.
So you will see my list later. I play Bretonnia Exilé against you. That's the main goal, is to have those Dogs of War as Bretonnia Exilé.
Yeah, I love it. Well, let's actually thank you for the introduction. But let's get into it. All right. So as we said, we met over at the Carcosa Club in Brooklyn. Luckily, we have someone who knows a member there. We were able to play a game. Again, we played 2,000 points, open battle. I have switched it up. No more Lizardmen for me, playing the Beastmen Brayherds. I'm really excited to get back into the Beastmen.
No, I do like Beast Herd, yes, definitely. It was my army when I started 9th Age. That was the first army I was playing. I still have it here, and I think it's a very good army in the whole world.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good army, but a difficult army to play.
Hey, and that's why I'm such a good player. It's no problem for me, right?
It's okay.
And you played Kingdom of Bretonnia. Specifically, specifically Bretonian Exiles, which gives you access to something. We'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about my list first. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
So, my Beastmen list. I'm not going to go through every line here, but the big picture, I went double Great Bratian, double level 4 wizard on elementalism and Demonology, simply because the one signature spell that the Beastmen have, which is Viletide, is just so good. Like, it's just so good, especially when one wizard has the Hag Tree Fetish, which lets you re-roll the wound rolls on magic missiles. So that's the big key of this army. Double Bray Shaman, double Viletide, one Hag Tree Fetish, one Jagged Dagger, which I think is a really fun magic item. Then I've got a kind of big bad Gorbel. He's basically a Doom Bull light version. He's got the Ogre Blade. He's there to kind of chew through some multi-wound units. I've got my BSB on a Chariot with just a 5-up ward save. A big block of Gore, which the 2 Bray Shamans are going to go into. Then some more Chariots, a Razor Gore unit, 2 blocks of, or I don't know if you call them blocks or sticks, but 2 blocks of Minotaurs with great weapons, and then the Gorgon down at the bottom. Because you need the gigantic killing blow, you need the regular killing blow. I feel like in every list you kind of need that, so that's where you get it with in the Beastman list is the Gorgon. I could also put it on a magic item on a character, but I'm not going big combat character. I'm going big wizard characters. So that's the gist of it. This list comes down to basically taking every opportunity I can to double Viletide a unit, because I can chew through units so quickly. And then the rest is waiting for a counter charge with the Minotaurs, chaffing it up with the Chariots, waiting for a counter charge with the Razor Gores. That's the whole gist of my list. Which is, I feel like in the old world, you really need to go with what that one thing that your army is good at.
You can go fun. You can go for the army, the models you want to play, and don't really care about how good you do in tournaments. Or you can go in tournament like we do, both of you, you and me. Like go in tournament, we still want to have fun, but still want to do well.
Are you trying to say I'm a power gamer? Is that what you're trying to say?
Not as much as me.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Hey, as long as you admit it also, it's okay.
Yeah, you do know what works well in tournaments, but the part is you also want the fun model you have. I will change my army and my models to fit the list I want to play.
Yeah. Speaking of the list and army you want to play, let's jump to your list. First things first, we're going to talk about your models, which are incredible. Incredible. You see them on the scrolling image on the right here. You printed out, and correct me if I'm wrong, all of these are 3D printed models, and they're all of course, minions. The minions.
Yes, minions.
Super cool models. First, I'm going to just bring up some images of some fun models that I really like. These are your 2 characters one on a hippogriff, one on a Pegasus.
Yeah.
On the left is the pink Pegasus, which is pink unicorn Pegasus, which is your, which one was that?
So Fluffy, her name is Fluffy in the Minion movie. Fluffy is the Baron with the axe. So the Baron with the axe. Yeah, that's Fluffy.
And then the BSB's on the right, I think it is.
So the BSB is on the right. I did not finish the model. Actually, I finished the model last night. Actually, after the game, I did make the right size base, and I put a banner on the back. So I did finish the model last night. Not sure I will play it, but you're missing King Bob.
Oh, did I take a picture of King Bob? Hold on. There was this other picture.
Yeah.
Oh no, those are your cannons. Those are really great models too.
Yeah, that's Kevin. He's a cannon.
That's Kevin. And then as it's scrolling by, you'll eventually see King Bob on the hippogriff.
Yeah, that's fine. King Bob is the Baron on the hippogriff, and the monster slayer and killing blow guy.
The good old super killer lightning bolt Bretonnian guy. So go through your list. You don't have to go through every line like this is what I brought, but give me the gist of how your list works and what's really good in it, and where it might be lacking also.
So it's very meta exile list. You can see pretty much everywhere. There's gonna be 2 Baron, 5 T1. So one is for the big monster or like big characters on foot to kill with the killing blow. The other one, as we say, is the Baron with the front, the axe, so you can chop all multiple wound monster or big figurine you can see in front of him.
And there's
I went
King Bob
with
right
the
now.
guy
King Bob.
Yeah, King Bob is here. So King Bob is on Hippogriff to be like someone who can handle a behemoth. Because like this, he's a behemoth too, so he can get stomp but no AP. He got a 2+ armor. He's like. He can handle a dragon himself.
Yeah.
The other one is on Pegasus, who will go with the Pegasus Vanguard unit, obviously, just to shop anything he wants, anywhere he wants.
That's such a hot piece right now for Bretonnians is the Pegasus unit with a Pegasus character vanguarding and then charging turn 1. If anyone's playing a Bretonnian list like this, you have to be aware that unit. You have to stay 29 inches away from it in deployment so it doesn't charge you. Just be aware of that, people. Public service statement.
The standard is only for the exile, not the regular button.
Yeah.
So the exile can Vanguard 10 with the Pegasus and charge 19 turn 1 if you want to. And then what I had 1 BSB on Pegasus and 1 Mage level 3 on Pony. The level 3 is more about dispelling than anything else. We got in core, you got a big burst of knights, like you see here right now. And then you have a big unit of Yeoman Guard, who are for me exactly what they need for is to hold anything.
Yeah.
Just got to hold anything to charge them, doesn't matter what. And then I got the 5 Pegasus unit. 5 Pegasus unit with the Vanguard banner, where the Baron and the BSB went. And I had 2 cannons because we have also
cannons,
access
why
to
not?
cannons.
Just why not?
Why not?
Bretonnians with cannons, why not?
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's a very compact list. You got 5 drops because I want to go first. Because I'm not Bretonnia, I can go first. I do not pray, so I don't have the save, but I can go first. And with the Vanguard, that's kind of what you want.
Yeah, and you want to move quick. You want to hammer the weak point in your opponent's army. Yeah, and so don't be caught sleeping against the Bretonnian exiles. Like don't let that peg unit get you.
Yeah, but the problem with the exile, they are very soft. I would say very easy kill, especially because they don't have the save.
Yeah, they don't have the ward.
So and that's why I need to practice. I haven't practiced enough with them because that's what happened with our game. I've been trying to go too fast when I'm supposed to hold back. A lot of people told me, like, Simon, your Bretonnia, you should charge turn 3, maybe 2 because you're exiled, but max.
Yeah.
Usually it's turn 3, and I try to restrain myself by charging because I want the save back. Because you can get the save back of the lady.
I just can't help it. I just need that juicy charge. I need the charge.
Yeah, exactly. I want the charge.
And we're going to go into the game. This is deployment, which is, of course, is probably the most important part of the game is deployment. Again, as you said, you had 5 drops. I had something like 8 or 9. I can't remember. You chose sides and chose for me to drop first. The things that I dropped first were the 2 chariots in the center of my line, and then I dropped I think the Razor Gores on the far right, and then the Gorgon on the far left. I was waiting for you to drop your Peg Knights, which you eventually did. They're on the top left here, but you actually dropped them a little closer, and you vanguarded to them to where they are now. So tell me about your thoughts on deployment here. When you could see just my chariots, the Gorgon, and the Razor Tusk on the far right. Razor Gores.
I mean, I can assume you deployment because your chariot's always going to be in front of your skirmisher and minotaurs. Your monster is going to be on the side. Unless you really want to be, I don't know, new on deployment. But your magic have to be in the middle. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to butcher magic and shoot everything I have on you. The problem with me is like I have 5 drops, so obviously I'm going to drop what you want to see before you deploy anything. I want to see from you.
Yeah.
So that's why I usually try. I mean, most of the time you stay to the center with everything.
That's kind of what I did. I saw what you did, and then I saw what you did, which is the knight, the rank and file unit in the center, and then your peg knights off to the left, and your hippogriff character off to the right, right?
Yeah, usually like both flying go on both sides to threaten everything on the side. The big unit of knights and Roman guard stay together because they work well together. The problem is like the mage. I have to have the mage somewhere in the middle because I know you're going to have your magic in the middle to try to spell you. And if I have it's the matchup against you with your magic, it's very difficult for me because I need to be able to have my Pegasus and my mage next to each other.
Yeah.
I want to have a chance to dispel anything and not die turn 1.
And that was a big thing we were talking about with my game. So I have my 2 Bray Shamans in my skirmishing unit of Gores, and we talked. We played this a little incorrectly in the game, and we understand. We went through an FAQ and found the right answer. But my elementalism mage had travel the mystical pathways.
So technically, we did not play it wrong if you follow Game Workshop
exactly
rules as it is. But you can see a lot of tournaments and club and groups are saying that no, we should not play in this way because this is too easy to overplay that rule.
If you played it directly out of the book, it says you can place them. You pick up the unit and you place it anywhere within 12 inches of the original unit. So, and with these skirmishers, that means I could move one model 12 inches away from the unit, and then the rest of the whole skirmish unit could be 24 inches away from the original one. I could really mess up those rules. The general understanding or the FAQ for a lot of clubs and tournaments are saying instead of you can go as far as you want, they're saying the whole unit can move move a total of max 12 inches from anywhere where the original unit is. So it's still pretty good if you deploy that unit out wide, because you can go 12 inches from any point of that existing boundary of the unit. So it's still really good. I played it a little wrong. We'll get into that in the next few turns. But so you won the roll to go first.
Yep.
And in your turn 1 movement phase, you do this. Tell me what you were thinking.
So with Exile, it's always a difficult decision because of depending what I'm facing from. I know that you have 2 mages who can kill my Pegasus Knight in 1 turn. So I have a choice. I can vanguard them to hope to get the +1 and go first and charge your chariots turn 1 because your chariot was in range. I was very thinking about it, really thinking about it.
I tempted you.
I charge a chariot, you flip your chariot, but you make a discipline test for your unit.
Yep.
And that's a good thing. If turn 1 I do that, you fail your leadership test, that's the end of the game.
Well, no, if I failed a panic check, they would have just fallen back in good order 6 inches and would not gone off the board. I think.
Yeah.
If you fall back in good order off the board, do you die?
Yes, I think you were pretty close. That's why I really think about it. I was like, do I want to do it? The problem is it's a roll. I only have +1. If I fail the roll, my Pegasus are in range of your spell, and my mage is not in range of the spell.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, Simon, again, you need to play less aggressive as you did before. So I was like, okay, let's not go too close and be far from your mage. Move the stuff I don't care, the human guard and the knights in front to push your mage away. I was like, oh, but maybe I can sneak the, King Bob on the side. Because the mage are on the other way, on the other side of the table. I can sneak King Bob on the other side of the table. And turn 1, and it was like, okay, I think I'm pretty far. But
and then
turn 1, Beastmen.
You were conservative with the Peg Knights, but you moved King Bob up thinking I wasn't in range with my spells. But unfortunately, I did this, and I got Travigal Mystical Pathways off. Got into range in the bottom 1. Hit King Bob with both. I think I got... You dispelled the first one, and then I
dispelled 1,
and I got 1 through, and it only did 2 wounds.
No,
2 wounds.
You did 2 wounds, and the second one did 2 wounds too. So King Bob got 4 wounds down turn 1. So that was not great.
But I was so close to killing him, and if I would have killed him,
that was. I mean, you have a good chance to kill him for sure. I think the average will kill him. I think I got lucky to dispel 1 spell, and you didn't do any wound on each of the 2 spells you did. You should have done more than that.
But it is what it is. Also, thing we need to point out about the other thing we need to point out about turn 1 also is both of your cannons misfired turn 1.
Yeah, misfired turn 1, of course, both of them. I mean, all right, to tell everyone, I did 5 misfire in 6 turns.
5 misfires we only got through 5 turns. 5 misfires in 5 turns.
Oh, 5 turns,
Shooting both cannons twice except for the last turn.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of scooch up towards you. I don't get too aggressive because I knew I wanted to just hit you as hard as I could with the magic.
Yeah.
So this is your turn 2. The only thing you charge both of the chariots in the front with your Peg Knights. Both of them flee. This is where you end up after the charge, which was an interesting situation because when you fail a charge, when your opponent flees from you, you go your full movement characteristic plus the dice you rolled, and you would have normally ended up kind of in the middle of the board somewhere. Yeah, but you didn't make it over. You didn't clear your big unit in front of you, so you end up bumping up behind him and not going that far forward, which was really good for you.
Yeah. No, that's actually kind of what I was aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I push up my big block to kind of push the. It's more about pushing the magic away.
Yeah.
For me, because my Pegasus is getting closer to you, and I need to make sure your mage will not go too close to them. If not, I'm charging you with anything. My knights and my human guard trying to charge you, and I can.
And the real interesting thing you did. The real interesting thing you did was you charged King Bob into my Minotaurs with 1 wound left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
2 wounds left.
It was 2. Did they have 2 or 1? I can't remember. 1 or 2.
Yeah, 2 wounds left.
And this is pretty risky because you're going to challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I have a champion in the unit.
Yep.
I'm going to decline with the champion, and I have 3 Minotaurs touching you with 3 attacks each of them, 9 total attacks. And you have Killing Blow.
Yeah.
So if you get lucky and hit some 6s, I could really be in trouble. But also when I hit you back, I'm probably into 2 wounds.
I mean, you have 3 Minotaurs touching me. I should kill you for sure 1, and I hope 2. Yeah. And you have 6 attacks back to me. It should be like 3 wound in. I can save. I have a 2+. As I keep my 5+, 1 time 5+ charm shield just for that combat to be able to save King Bob and make sure he survived the fight. but he did not.
But he did not. He died. This is what happens after the combat.
He died. Yeah.
Oh, poor King Bob. But I mean, if I didn't have the great weapons on the Minotaurs, it would have been a different story. But with the great weapons, I think I felt confident I was going to kill him.
I mean, the Minotaur should have great weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
100%.
I know it was dicey, but I have not much thing else to do unless I can fly away with him and not doing anything of the game. My goal was like trying to get through the Minotaurs and get to your mage behind the Minotaurs. That was my target.
And
my target was like
that was the key, blowing through those Minotaurs and then making the overrun into my wizards and then just chopping up my wizards.
Even, maybe not chopping up, but at least next turn be in combat with your mage at no magic for you.
Yeah.
And die after. I don't mind him dying the next turn, but at least making sure you cannot cast your magic next turn, and I give my time for my Pegasus to go in.
Let's see here. Bottom of turn 2, I push forward. I again get travel mystical pathways off of my wizards to put them within range of your Peg Knight unit. So, well, actually, what happens here? You
charge the Minotaurs to your guard.
Yeah, because we discovered the rules. When you rally those chariots, when you rally them before the charge phase, they get a free reform. And when they reformed
before the charge,
I didn't. Yeah, so that I got lucky there. I didn't know that rule until we looked it up. I charge my Minotaurs into your big block. You decide to flee, and I roll high and I catch them.
For me, it was like, even if you could charge me, I was, for me, far enough to tempt you to charge, but enough to flee. I think I needed like a 5 or 6 on dice to be away from you. Obviously, I roll less.
No, you needed a 6. You needed a 6 or a 7, and you rolled a 5, and you rolled a 5, and then I rolled high. Yeah. But I think that's the key with the Minotaurs, because as long as I can charge you, as long as I need to roll a 6, I am rolling 2 dice, and I'm re-rolling also. So if I can roll a 6 on 4 dice, which is decent odds, I think
it's not hard, but I was hoping to be far than that. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you rolled low on the 5. Yeah. Then
I mean, it's not that. That's not the end of the world for me to lose that unit, because the Minotaurs are in the middle in front of my Pegasus. So at the end, it's a good trade for me. I was okay with that trade.
But
I was hoping to run away, and I have you just behind me.
But what happens is I push my wizards up again, I do the double Vile Tide, and I blow out the unit. The unit's dead. The only thing that's left is 2 characters.
Exactly. I mean, 2 mage, I couldn't dispel anything. That's what they do.
You go in with your 2 characters into my BSB. Which was a little... I think that was the good move. That was a good move. I think it was... I think those 2 characters can theoretically go through. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I have a 4-up, 5-up. I have a 4-up, 5-up, toughness 5, 6 wounds.
I do 4 attack plus D3 attacks, rerolling 2 hits, straight 6, AP 3, so you do have save, and 2 wounds with the axe. It's for sure 4 wounds. I did 4 wounds. I was hoping for 6. Even if I don't make 6 wounds, I hope to push you away and you fall back in good order, pass through your units. And like King Bob, that was my try again, my second try of overrunning on your mage. That failed again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, the poor. Yeah, Fluffy dies to my warlord. Yeah. You put up your wizard as chaff. The night stick on the right does blow through my razor gore unit.
Yeah.
But at this point, I've killed your Peg Knights. All of your characters, or your last characters in combat, is going to die pretty soon. It's looking solid for me. I mean, we're gonna brush through the rest of this game. I charge into the wizard. I kill them. I end up I kill your BSB somehow. I can't remember. And then I continue to magic off your knight unit on the right. And the last thing that's interesting, I break. That's what happens. I break your BSB, which he flies up there, and then you charge my wizard unit.
Yeah.
So there's a little fighting going on, but I end up killing all the characters. I end up getting both of the cannons with that one chariot up on the left here. And that brings us kind of to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you have one last chance to charge your 4 knights into my wizard's unit. I end up falling back in good order instead of breaking, which is very clutch.
Yeah.
And then I magic the rest of the knights.
Yeah, that was my last chance to come back to a small loss.
And that ends up with I killed your whole army, 22,347, including all the banners and the general. You killed 457. A crushing victory for the Beastmen.
Yep. Way go Beastmen.
No, I think that was a very swingy game because in a few instances, if I had not rolled well or if you had rolled better, the game could have completely swung in a different way.
Yeah, just having my characters going through the Minotaurs or going through your BSB would have go back, bring the game back to me.
Yeah,
I think mage is there.
My learning moments from this game where I have to be a little more. I can't be as aggressive as I wanted to be with moving up those mages and getting them within spell range. I have to be really careful with that because if any combat unit gets into my wizard unit, like the game's pretty much over for me.
Yeah, and then you gave me some charges, not easy charge. I mean, it was not like my characters or King Bob. It was not an easy combat to do, but you put your mage just behind them, where I'm going to charge you, and if something go wrong for you, your mage is gonna die next turn.
It's very true. It's very true.
Yeah. So yeah.
How do you? All right, so question one. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Are you set on bringing? Are you set on bringing Bretonnians to the Las Vegas Open?
Yes, I'm gonna bring. But I don't know if I'm gonna do Exile or Bretonnia. Probably Exile. Because I do like the canon and I want to practice for my next project, as we say. I'm gonna bring Bretonnia or Bretonnia Exile for sure. I'm still working on the list. Probably not gonna have a BSB.
Okay, that's fair. I don't think you need a BSB. Yeah, I really don't think you do because you're.
I don't think I need a BSB. It didn't bring much. I mean, the BSB was also because I wanted the banner against the shooting. You cannot stand and shoot against the Pegasus Knight. But at the end, the Pegasus Knights become too big units. The unit is too big, and it's very difficult to charge with everyone because you're going to die because you don't have the range. You don't have the space to hit everyone. So it becomes a little too much space. Like the footprint of the unit is huge.
So yeah, okay, all right. So it makes sense. And those small changes, we'll get some more practice games in for sure. So expect the Bretonnians. I need to get a few more games in with the Beastmen, but I think I'm taking Beastmen over Lizardmen. I'm pretty sure. But I feel, it was a win for me, so I feel pretty confident in my list. I think there's some small changes. I'm not sold on the Gorgon. Whenever I run Gorgons, they always just die super easily, and they're frenzied, so they get frenzy baited all the time. I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I think I'm going to replace the Gorgon.
I mean, it's a good piece because it's very scary and people need to deal with it.
Yeah.
And they don't deal with your mage if you have to deal with the Gorgon.
That's a good point.
That's what I say. Like it's more about scaring people off than anything else. It's not going to do much. No. Unless one of the game. Yeah.
So it's a mind game as well as a dice game.
Yep, it is. The Gorgon is a mind game than more feeling something.
All right, good point. All right, so we will continue on our quest to the Las Vegas Open. We got to continue testing lists. Thank you for joining me, Simon. Thank you for the game. And we'll see where this journey takes us. Will you be actually at the Las Vegas Open? Are you going to record any of your games with photos? Do you want to do some battle reports later on?
I don't think so. Usually, I've start thinking, and then I'm so focused on my game, and I'm like, forget anything else, trying to not screw up and do the best I can.
Yeah, I totally understood. You have to train yourself to remember to take pictures every turn and every single turn.
Every turn. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Any parting words? Are you you're happy with the Bretonnians?
Having fun for now with them. Next time it would be Warriors, but right now I'm trying to practice and enjoy the Bretonnia for sure.
All right. Well, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're still watching. And Simon, I'll see you next time.
See you later.